What are you all excited about?
Yeah, I love your melon BOGO sale starts in like a half an hour, but it's already applying to my cart, and so I'm like, maybe I should check out since it's already working.
Well, we are here. We're gathered to talk about.
I did this so that I made in the new one that just came out.
Yeah.
Yes, the new vlog that just came out. You saw Wally making a t-shirt. This is what he saw. So let's go ahead and roll the intro and then check in on who's here.
Can tell him about
yes.
So wait.
I gotta know, when can we do this again?
All right, so there we go.
Hey, Kate.
Hey, Kate, thanks for hopping on.
Yes, Wally wants to tell you about his shirt.
Yes.
How I made it, it was all folded up.
It was like rolled up, wasn't it?
Yeah.
With rubber bands around it.
Yeah. And then wait, I put a lot of paint in it, and I put oil for
Mickey's head.
And then you need to take it home wet.
We did. We had to transport it wet back to our room.
And then you had to freeze it out, and then did water on it again, freeze it out until it's starting to like
run clear, right?
Run clear and did texture, and then wait for it to dry, and then
you got to wash it a couple times. You want to show them the back? That's cool too. You did a nice job with your tie-dye. There you go. Turned out really good.
That is gold on the back.
Is it gold?
Gold?
Kind of looks like gold, doesn't it? That was really fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We've always wanted to do a tie-dye at the pool, and it worked out that we were there.
You gotta make sure you have a little bit of time. So on your pool day, obviously.
Yeah. And then, I mean, it is nice to do in a hotel room.
Ooh, it's coming from over there.
Oh, it's shining like through your cup.
That's what it is. All right, let me shut this window.
It is nice to do it like in a hotel, because then when you wash it out in the tub, you don't have to worry about it like
it's not your tub.
Getting dye in your tub. So that's kind of nice.
It's not your tub.
And same thing with like laundry. But yeah, it kind of makes me wonder though, like, because we did it at the Airbnb, we ran it through the laundry, and then you're supposed to do like a load of towels after to like, you know, get any loose dyes that might be in the washer out. And so I ran like the pool towels through the washer, but it made me think like how many people wash these in the washers at the resorts, like the group laundry or even in like the DVC villas, and then don't run like towels through after. So I mean, I don't know that it leaves a lot of dye in the wash, but it did just kind of make me like wonder about that. But it was really, really fun to do. It was really cool. We've like always wanted to do a Mickey tie-dye shirt, and the timing never worked out. So
looks like Kay's gotten to do one too.
Yeah, they have them all prepped too, which is really nice, Kay. Like I think if we tried to make a Mickey tie-dye ourselves at home, I don't think it would come out as well, but they have it all like wrapped and tied, and you know, it's perfect. So
yeah, this is the vlog Irene just got done again. These are from last summer. June, our trip to Walt Disney World,
which has been actually really fun to release these later.
There's Wally doing it.
Yeah,
so you just saw the shirt in real life. Here's what it looked like in production. So
it's also nice to do it at Disney because they have these like big black cloths, and Wally was very messy, and they were like, it's fine.
So don't worry about it.
It's really nice. You don't have to worry about the cleanup either. No. So if you've ever wanted to make a Mickey tie-dye shirt, I think it's like $20.
Yeah.
Maybe 25.
I can't remember.
It wasn't bad though. I mean, it's pretty reasonable. Like
again, if someone else is going to deal with the cleanup, and you're cleaning up there. Yeah. Hi, Kaylee. Hi, Kaylee. Thanks for hopping on.
Thanks for joining us. So yeah, it's been really fun to like go back and edit the vlogs. I have, I think the next one that's coming out is Animal Kingdom, which I completely forgot about actually. Like we had a whole Animal Kingdom day when we were there at Coronado.
Oh,
So you forgot to.
yeah.
It's like, what animal?
Because we did the
kingdom?
Moonlight Magic, and because we just stayed at Coronado one night or two.
We stayed, I think we stayed 2 nights
Okay.
because we were supposed to do the H2O Glow nights.
Right.
And then it was like super stormy. And so we called and they let us move the tickets to another day. So instead of doing that, I think we did an Animal Kingdom day.
Well, thanks, Kaylee. We
Yeah,
appreciate
thank
your
you.
support. Thanks for hopping on, and thanks for
Yeah.
watching the videos. We put them
We're
out
like-
there for you all. Excuse
Yeah.
me. Irene puts them out there. I do very little
You
work.
help.
I film
You do all the
and
filming.
cheer.
And then you review them before I publish them. So,
So yeah, we did. We
yeah.
I'm excited to see that one.
It's just fun to go back and like be editing
Yeah.
them now and put them out. Like, I know it's like, it feels like it's a year later because we're starting to plan for summer, but it's really only like 6 months.
Yeah,
7,
9.
8.
9.
It's been a while, but it's
Yeah.
been really fun because Wally's super, super excited about them when they come out. And I've noticed like if I put vlogs up like right away, he's not as excited to watch them. I
'Cause he
think
still remembers
because it's like we just did this.
Mhm.
Why do I want to like watch it? But when it's like been like 6 months, then he's really excited to like go back and watch it. So it's been really, really fun. So I think I've got, I don't even know.
So many vlogs.
I think we're only like a week into that trip.
Yeah,
we
we're
were
not far
there
on that
for
trip,
like
no.
17 days. So
No.
we've got a lot and we've vlogged a lot of it. And it's one thing we've been talking about because the summer we're going to be in Disneyland
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to be in Disney World. And we're, I think, going to do another cruise. We're like,
On the fence.
we're trying to decide on that. We might move it to another week. We might
Abandon it all
abandon
together.
it. I don't know. We're like changing all the things. So, but we're talking about doing like a different vlogging style. So I'd love to know, like Kay and Kaylee, I know you guys both really enjoy the videos. We're kind of thinking of doing more of like a day in review style for our Disneyland vlogs and Disney World, just because I feel like we've done the parks a lot. And so like it was fun the first time, like Wally rode rides and things like that to document it. But now it's like, how many times do you need to see us like go on the Incredicoaster or, you know, do those things? And I was contemplating, and also I think it would help us like be able to like just be in the moment more. Just like filming clips, like just like grabbing little like short clips throughout the day. And then at the end of the day, sitting down and doing kind of like a day in review with like clips while we're talking.
So Kay feels
know.
like the vlogs of the summer are good to see in the cold weather. Which,
That's true too.
Yes.
Like it's kind of fun to have the summer vlogs right now when we're stuck in the like doldrums of winter.
and we are stuck in them.
I feel like it's always so bipolar this time of year
it
where
is.
it's like it's 50 degrees and blue skies.
I had my flip flops on.
It's a
outside today.
blizzard. Like so I don't know. I'm just ready for like I'm ready for spring. Spring like January to June is probably my least favorite time of the year every year. But spring is my least favorite season. Like I would take winter over spring, honestly. Spring always just feels so bipolar
Especially in Colorado.
because it's like
You've got-
winter,
you've
spring,
got-
winter, spring, winter,
You've got
spring,
fall,
winter, spring.
spring too that shows up.
Yeah,
and then we
fall,
get
spring.
some of our snowiest weather.
It's so weird. So but I do love spring because like the grass starts to turn green and the flowers, like I love when the tulips and the daffodils start pushing up, but I don't know. So that's what I was kind of thinking, Kay, is that like we can be more in the moment.
Can you see that okay?
And
Okay.
and just do like a little bit more of like a flashback, like
Yeah.
kind of like a day in review, which is always fun to do too.
Mhm.
So I think we might experiment with that, at least when we're in Disneyland,
Yeah.
and
We,
to see.
we shot our first vlog that way
when we
Or
were
s-
in Miami.
in Miami.
Mhm.
Yep. And so
So
hopefully we'll get it edited before we have to do any of the filming for California just to see what it feels like.
I think so. I'm like, I have it mapped out to have all of these vlogs done before we start traveling for the summer. And if we get caught up, which I think we're going to be caught up like April and May. I'm kind of looking at doing like starting a daily vlog in that same vein of like
recap.
Yeah, just like little clips and like kind of doing recaps and stuff like that. So I don't know. We did daily vlogs for a long time, like during COVID.
Yep.
We did a lot of like daily vlogging, and it was really fun. It was fun just to have like it's really fun to have that to go back and look on, because I think sometimes we lose sight of how like magical just like the day-to-day of life is, you know, and just being able to like enjoy that and appreciate the little things that happen every day. So yeah, so I don't know, we might do some daily vlogging if we get caught up. We'll see. But April's always a little bit of a like chaotic month for me in my job, I know. So we'll see. So today I think we're just going to kind of talk about like our whole experience in Miami. It was a very, very different trip for us.
Yes.
Going down there.
Without Wally.
Yeah, just the two of us. We've done like little trips, just the two of us. When we went down for the Guardians of the Galaxy preview weekend when was that? It was like May.
Yeah,
I think it was May.
Yeah, May 2022.
Just the two of us went because we could only get 2 tickets for Guardians through the D23 preview. But that was like a quick weekend, and this was longer.
Yeah. So
it was like the longest I think we've ever been away from Wally.
Well, we dropped Wally off at school Thursday morning.
Yeah.
And didn't see him again. Well, you saw him.
I saw him Tuesday night,
and I didn't see him until Friday morning when he woke back up and I got home.
So we really, really enjoyed Miami.
Yeah.
And yes, we did make it to the beach. So we flew in to Fort Lauderdale.
Yep, Hollywood Airport.
Because Fort Lauderdale's like has better direct flights from Denver. For one, the price was like significantly better.
Yeah.
And it actually had like a direct flight. Like Miami has some direct flights.
Most of the days there were just one direct flight to Miami.
But some days there were none.
Yeah.
So like most days they have at least one direct flight, but there are days of the week, and Thursday is one of them that they do not have a direct flight. So we opted to fly into Fort Lauderdale. And that was fine. That was like the rental car was super easy there.
Yeah, it ended up working out well. I mean, so we're national rental car customers, pretty loyal to them, National or Enterprise. And we were expecting them to be shut down. And of course, their counters are all shut down.
Yeah, because we landed at
11. Well, we ended up landing at like 12:30.
Yeah, because we were supposed to get in at 11:30.
11:40.
Yeah. And
their rental car facility closes at 11:45.
Yeah.
And so I was a little bit nervous and stretched about that, but it actually ended up working out fine. They have people that remain there, till all their clients have come in and picked up their car.
Which is what our experience at MCO has been too.
Yes.
Like we've done it at Orlando many times where we do the Emerald Isle. So the Emerald Isle with National Car Rental is free to join their Emerald Club.
Yep.
But then you can do an Emerald Isle car rental where basically you pick whatever car.
You just walk up, you follow the sign that say Emerald Isle, you pick whatever car you want there. So they throw a smattering of cars in the Emerald Isle.
And our experience has been if you get in late, like it's literally just any car.
Yes.
So even if there is like
there were no cars in the Emerald Isle, so the guy said just take any car. So we went to the executive aisle,
which is like slightly nicer.
Yeah. I mean, we could have gotten a Ford Mustang.
Yeah.
If we wanted, to really power and be beastly in Miami.
But
instead I went for the Toyota Camry. Had leather seats though.
Yeah.
Which was nice.
Yeah. So I mean that's like usually the like upgraded cars have like leather and stuff. Yeah. But the Emerald Isle is nice just because like when you get there you just walk up to a car, the keys are in it and you go. And that's been our experience at Orlando at MCO. Like it doesn't matter even if you get in the middle of the night, like you just take a car and you go.
So sometimes there's literally no, like the last time we were there, they sent us over to the Alamo area. They're like, go over to Alamo and pick any car. Okay, thanks.
So we assumed it would be like that, but we didn't know if
You never know until you do something. So,
But it was super easy. Like you were able to walk right over.
Yep. Very easy to get to the
You
rental
left
car.
me to get the luggage and you went to get the car, and we kind of assumed it would take a while. But really, I got the bags and you were like, I'm pulling up right now.
Yeah.
So that worked out really, really well.
Yep.
And then it was like, how long of a drive was it from
Half hour.
Colorado? Like about a half an
About
hour.
a half hour. Yep.
Yeah. So not bad at all. Like if you're going to Miami, you can fly into Fort Lauderdale or Miami, either one. And we were staying right by Miami Airport.
Yes.
So from airport to airport is about 30 minutes.
Yes.
So that was easy. And then when we got in late, we did end up going and like seeing our friends that night, and just getting to like chat with them and catch
Which
up.
commenced the not going to bed until 3 a.m. any night we were in.
Yeah, I don't
Miami.
think we were in bed before 3 a.m. a single night over the weekend.
It was pretty rough.
It wasn't. I mean, when you don't have a kid
This
with
is
you,
true.
it's,
Yeah.
you can do those
Yeah.
things. So that was fun. We got to like see them and catch up and then sleep in the next day. And the next day was Friday. So Friday, in the afternoon, we got up and we drove down to Miami Beach, to South Beach. And the traffic in Miami is nuts. I will say that.
Yeah.
Like,
It's nuts.
crazy. But we got down there and drove around for an hour to find a place to park
In
Because
South Beach.
we figured we would just use one of the parking garages, but every single parking garage was full.
Or earmarked for passes only.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
we found one, but it was $40.
Yeah.
And we're like, we're only going to be here for like 2 hours. Really don't want to pay $40. So we kept driving. We got really, really lucky and found a street spot. And we ended up paying
$9?
Yeah, $9
Yeah.
in total and I think we ended up being there for
close to
closer
3
to like
hours, yeah.
3.5
Yeah.
hours. So we parked, we had lunch at Tequila, and that was so good. So it's like right there by the beach, like literally like a block from what's the big street in Miami that's right by the beach? It's like the street.
I'll find it. You keep going.
So we had lunch at Tequila, which was really, really good. Amazing blue corn taco shells. And they did, oh my gosh, what are they called? They're like a big fluffy tortilla.
Ocean Drive.
Ocean Drive, yeah.
We were
So it's
blocked
like
off Ocean Drive.
right there on Ocean Drive. Let me see if I can find these.
Sorry, I didn't load up any of
tortillas.
your pictures before we started.
Oh, that's convenient. I was right here. So they're called, what are they called? The Totopos. And they were really, really good. They're like a really like thick blue mesa flour
You want to share that picture?
tortilla. Sure. Hi, Biggie. Are you
Oh my
coming to
goodness.
commence your plea for dinner? It's like clockwork. Yes, hello.
Hello,
Would you
Bagheera.
like dinner already? Yeah, so this is their menu. Everything was so good. So we tried a couple different tacos. We did the pastor taco, which was really good.
You did the mahi one too, didn't you?
And I had the mahi. And what's really awesome about this place is everything is gluten-free.
Yeah.
Everything.
By default.
Yeah. So I could do the fried fish taco, the
Yeah.
fried mahi, and it was gluten-free. And it was so good. So crispy and delicious. I got the sangria. That was really, really good. You tried one of the margaritas, and that was nice too.
They have agave straws.
Yeah.
So also very earth
I
friendly.
think I have a picture of my Dodopos. Yeah. Hi, Biggie. And I got the queso. Sorry. Yeah.
There you go.
So that's the Totopos, and they were so good and like perfectly salted. And their salsa was like a really, really yummy pico. With like big chunks of garlic in it.
Mm.
It was very, very good. Everything was
Yeah, all
very,
the food
very
is very
good.
good. I had a meat plate. Did
Yeah.
you take a picture of my meat
I don't
plate?
know if I did. I don't think I did.
No, you didn't.
No.
Sadness.
Those are my tacos. So that was the
Yeah.
fried mahi. and this was the pork
Pastor. Yep.
Yeah, that was really, really good. And then they had churros that were gluten-free too. So we've had I've had the gluten-free churros at Nomad Lounge in Animal Kingdom, and the gluten-free churros at Three Bridges at Coronado Springs, and both of those are better than these. Like these were good, but they were really crunchy.
Yeah, they didn't have
there wasn't like kind of that like
middle.
soft inside to them. So they were good.
I'd pass on those.
And they were very like cinnamon and sugary.
Yeah.
And if you like haven't had a churro and you want like a crunchy churro, I think they were fine, but I just prefer like a little bit softer. So that was really good. We really enjoyed our lunch there, and then we just walked over to the beach, and it was like one of those just like
we went to
perfect Florida winter days. Like just no other way to describe it. It was just like perfect. It's like the kind of Florida that you want, that you think, man, we should move here. We're so used to going in the summer. Now we usually go in like June or July, which is just
unbearable,
pretty miserable.
Yeah.
So this was just like such a beautiful day, and we got to go up on the beach. It's so windy out.
Yeah.
The waves were beautiful. We got to watch all the cruise ships go out.
Yep.
So that was really, really fun. We got to see, I think, like 3 or 4 different ones. So that was really, really fun to get to watch all the cruise ships going out. Yes. Did you want to add some commentary? Kira, it's not dinner time yet. It's not dinner time yet. No, Kira. She has to like go through me to get to her. She knows her dad is the one that's gonna feed her. So yeah, it was such a serenely perfect beach day. We didn't want to leave. But then we were meeting our friends to go to Little Havana. And it took us about 20 minutes to drive over. And I don't know, we were in vacation mode, so we just didn't even think about it. It took an hour to drive back. We left at 5. Not realizing this is going to take a while. Yeah. But beautiful sunset drive on the way home. We got to watch the sunset over Miami, over the skyline. That was really, really pretty. So just like really a beautiful drive on the way home, with those cotton candy clouds that, in Florida, they get such beautiful sunsets down there. Fun to see the Miami skyline. Really a fun part of Miami over there with the beach. The beach
we'll go to that one.
it was not
as crowded as I would imagine.
It was pretty
it will be
quiet.
coming up this next couple of weeks with spring break.
Yeah.
Specifically the area we found, they were doing the Miami Wine and Food Festival.
Yeah.
And so you'll see it on the drone shots from that area where we launched at. There was pretty much no one, which aided me in flying the drone because I can't overfly people. So yeah, there was no one around. Now, off to the sides is kind of where everyone, you got, I would call it a normal beach crowd. Yeah. I really felt like it was a normal beach crowd. You wanted your own little space, you could find your own little space, but you're within yelling distance of the person next to you.
Yeah. But it wasn't like, even the crowded areas weren't like super crowded. No. And I don't know if it was just like, the sun was starting to set and, kind of, the downtime, like all the lights were coming on in the businesses and you could tell like the nightlife was starting to like emerge. So it might've also just kind of been like that time. And, I have friends on the Gulf side of Florida. So I would go down and visit them, and I'm like used to watching sunsets at the beach. Well, you don't watch the sunset
because it goes behind you
at Miami Beach because it's on the other side. So I would imagine the beaches there are not as busy like at sunset. And
they weren't. People were.
I think by then
pretty strongly cleared out. They closed down the lifeguard stands at 4:30.
Yeah,
it was. I think you told me.
Yeah.
So
it was. It was kind of a beautiful time to just go like walk around on the beach
Yep.
and enjoy the waves. And the water was really nice. And
Yep.
so yeah, that was really, really fun. And then we got to like drive home and see like all the big cruise ships and
The ones that hadn't left yet.
the ones that hadn't left, and like the cruise terminals too, because was it Royal Caribbean that has their like
Has their big one there?
big one there
Yep.
with the big golden propeller?
Yes.
So you can see
Yep.
that. So we did talk about like we would love to go back and do a cruise from Miami, but maybe not a Disney cruise, like maybe do a Royal Caribbean
yeah.
cruise, since that's like their big main terminal.
Yep. Hey, Sheree,
Hey,
thanks for
Sheree.
hopping on.
So yeah, so I think that that's something we would like to do someday. And then it was really fun. We got to go and do Little Havana with our friends. And they, you know, they live there. They're Miami
Can I show off your
natives.
gorgeous dress?
No, you don't need to show that off.
I want to show off your gorgeous dress.
You need to
Look
take
at-
pictures.
Look at how amazing you looked.
Made me take a picture.
Made you take a picture. I'm like, you are Miami.
I
right now.
never really get dressed up.
What did Wally say to us?
I know when we were trying on our wedding outfits, he was like, "You don't even look like my parents." So yeah, apparently we don't get dressed up enough. But it was such a fun night to go down there, and just going with people that are from Miami and like
Yep.
know Miami. They knew all the good spots to go to. It was a really, really fun night. And like Little Havana is just like so full of life and culture and good food and just like good music, art. It was just like such a fun night to get to go there with them. And because the Food and Wine Festival, thank you, Sheree. It's an Amazon dress. So it's amazing
Amazon.
what you can buy on Amazon for like $20. So
Don't know how long it'll last, but for the few times you're gonna wear it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, just
Oh yeah, all the Cuban food.
the food, but it was Food and Wine Festival, so things were pretty crowded. Like our friends are like, "Oh my gosh, we come here all the time, and it's never like this." Like they had like a bouncer at the door with like a rope and like red carpet that you had to like wait on to get in. But this was La Trova, which is one of their favorite spots. Really good food and cocktails, and they had live music, and yeah, it was just really, really fun. And then oh nice, basketball practice. And then we got to walk down like the whole like strip and just bop into a couple of other places. We went into Cuba Ocho. Oh, I think I have a little video.
Okay. I have your sound muted, so you're gonna want to unmute it.
What do you mean? Oh, on here.
Look right there.
You got it?
Yep.
Okay.
And then you need to show the.
Okay, you do this year. This was the live music that was at La Trova, which was the first place we went to get food. Just like so much dancing and like good music. Yeah, it's just the energy there is spectacular. It's not time to eat yet.
Half hour. Yeah.
Even like the bartenders were like,
Mm-hmm.
they would bust out like musical instruments and be playing while they were like prepping and serving cocktails. So yeah, it was really, really fun. And then we went to Cuba Ocho.
Calais Ocho.
I don't know if it was that one, Sheree. Can you take this off?
Yes.
I'll go find it.
Can.
It's like an art museum and also a like dance spot. I think it's Cuba Ocho, isn't it? Well, maybe I don't have like a picture of it. Yeah, Cuba Ocho. So yeah, here's a pan around of this place. So this is, it's really, really neat because it's a whole art gallery. So I don't know if this is the same one that you've been to, Sherry? Yeah, it's probably catching it in like your autocorrect too. Is this the place you've been? It's really, really cool. And this place is open during the day too. It's just, there's art everywhere. The whole place is just like covered in amazing art.
Yeah. Neat art museum.
Yeah. There you go. Tried to get a good picture where it wasn't red. But you can just see like there's art everywhere. It's really, really, really cool. Yeah, so maybe it was a different spot. Oh, a city. Okay. Yeah. So this was just a place down in Little Havana called Cuba Ocho. So we went there, and then we went and got like shots of espresso in between. It's straight up espresso with just like sugar, and you get like a big cup of it, and then you can pour it into like little espresso shots. They're like essentially like the creamer cups. Yeah. It was so good. Just like some of the best coffee.
So Kay had a good question. I can't remember. Did we actually end up dancing at any point? Did we do a little bit in the final place?
Yeah, in the final place we went to. It was like a tiki bar. It was kind of funny.
Everything in Little Havana is whatever it is shuts down, and it's Cuban after 10 o'clock at night. So tiki before 10, it's Cuba after 10.
That was the last place we went to. It was, gosh, I forget. Casa Tiki is what it's called.
Yeah.
And we did do some dancing there, and that was really fun. But then this was cool. It's kind of like a Cuban salsa, like
square dance. Yeah, like a square dance. Yeah.
But everybody gets in a big circle, and then they call out different moves. And so you like switch partners every move. And so this was really, really cool to get to see people doing this because
our friend who
she did like salsa club in school, and knows salsa but doesn't know it like
and had never seen this.
Doesn't
never seen this live in person. So hey Amy, thanks for hopping on. No worries.
So
Cali Ocho is in Miami.
Is okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, then you're gonna love this, Sheree. Let's get it loaded back
really,
up.
Really, really cool to get to see.
I'm gonna make it bigger. Okay.
See how they're just like switching partners? And then I'd like switch off to another partner.
Is that the only one? Yeah.
I think that's the only clip I got. Did you got a longer
I got
clip?
a longer clip.
Yeah. So stay tuned because we will we did vlog that night, so we'll have lots of like fun video.
That was just cool to see that. I mean,
I can see you vlogging right there in the clip actually. So just it was amazing. So we really, really enjoyed that. And then the next morning,
we're up till 3 a.m. again, by the way.
Yeah. Next morning we slept in again.
Yep.
And we actually went back to Little Havana, because we wanted to go and see it in the daytime. So we started the day off, at Dora's, which I had found because our friend Aileen, if you don't watch their channel, Aileen and Jeremy from the Flept, they're just two of the nicest people on the face of the earth. Amazing. They were such gracious hosts while we were there and showing us around all the things. But she was like, you got to try this and you got to try this and you got to try this food. And she wanted us to like experience like all the like authentic Cuban foods, which was really, really fun. And so one of the things that she talks about all the time is croquetas. And they're not gluten-free by nature, but we found a bakery in Miami called Dora's that is 100% gluten-free. And so we went there for lunch and I tried the croquetas and empanadas. Mark got an amazing, like thick cut, like burger, and they had all kinds of like baked goods. So that was my croqueta.
And the whole place was
rings.
by default gluten-free.
Yeah, they had onion rings that were so
Mhm.
so good. But my empanada, I got the cheese and cheese and guava. Oh my gosh, that was so good. And then I tried the like traditional like ham croqueta, and I think I got like a chicken one too. And then their bakery was amazing. Like it was like Gideon style, like cookies. So that was my red velvet cookie that I got. That was so good. So it was really like such a good lunch and really, really fun to get to try croquetas. The Cuban culture is incredible.
Yeah.
It's just really, there's so much heart in it, and we just loved it so much. So we had this amazing lunch, and then we went back over to Little Havana because we wanted to get Mark an authentic.
It keeps riding up on me.
an authentic fedora
Yes.
from Little Havana. So we went back to Little Havana during the daytime. And again, it's just like, it's such a cool part of town because there's so much art everywhere. Yeah. There's like murals on all the walls and like giant sculptures and statues, and they have like roosters everywhere. So we went back and bought Mark a traditional like Cuban men's style shirt, which is like they have the stripes down the front. And then he got himself a hat, and I got myself a little sun hat.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we went and looked at Domino Park, which was super cute. It's like, all the elderly sit there during the day and play dominoes, and it's just super, super cute. And then there was like legitimately a rooster walking around, and everybody was taking pictures. It was like the celebrity rooster. So I had to get a picture of him. Mark was laughing at me because I was like stalking this rooster, but I'm like, he's so pretty. And he was such a pretty rooster too. He like,
there's a good picture.
Just had like all the beautiful colors on him. So I had to get a picture of the rooster. And I couldn't resist.
No.
And then we walked down Rooster Alley. So they have this whole like alleyway that is full of art.
So it's next to the Havana collection, the clothing store, and I think it's their back, like backside.
Yeah, I think the guy that owns the clothing store owns like this like little alleyway too, and it has all these antique cars in it, tons of like art, beautiful murals that tells like kind of the whole history of like Little Havana.
Mm-hmm.
And they charge $3 to go in there, which it's like it's helping to support that art and culture in the area. So we got to walk down the alleyway and like see all the different art and all the different murals, and we basically had it to ourselves. It was like nobody else. There was one little like tour group that was going through there when we first got there, but then they left and we had the whole place to ourselves. So your shirt is called a Gayabera.
Gayabera, yep.
So we had to go get him one of those.
Should have wore that. It's in the laundry.
I just steamed it for you, so
okay.
It's clean and steamed. But it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Just like a really, really beautiful day to be hanging out in there.
Yeah.
And then we did like a little fashion shoot with our hats. We had to do all of our hats.
I gotta show that one.
Yeah, there you go. And
with the car.
Modeling his hat. I was like, stand there.
There you go. Behind the scenes BTS of the vlog.
So then we like got a bunch of pictures of the hats.
Oh, you gotta show your hat.
Oh yeah, my hat. I had to get this big sun hat because it was beautiful, and I've been wanting like a really nice sun hat. This one's just like has so much detail on it.
Particularly enjoy the rooster in the back.
Yeah. My grandpa also like loved chickens and roosters, so I don't know. I just felt really like close to him when I was there too. It's just really cool to like. I just kept thinking like, oh my gosh, my grandpa would love this so much. So That was really fun. And then when we were leaving, I think I caught a little video of it. They were pulling in one of the cars. The guy who owns the see, we did a
whole bunch of pictures.
Yeah, right there.
There you go.
So just as we were leaving, he was pulling in another car.
Hey, thank you. Yeah. We saw that sitting out front. Yeah.
So it was fun. Yes, yeah. Brim is like one on Mark's.
On this one, the brim is stiff, and on yours, it's pretty.
Mine's pretty firm too.
Yeah,
it's not like a softer like sun hat. It's definitely like a more
this is
firm,
definitely
like true sun hat. So I'm looking forward to bringing it on our cruise, which is funny because they're like, "You going on a cruise?" Because I think a lot of people like
roll through Little Havana,
go there,
get the scrubs, and then head on.
Yeah, yep, and a lot of hats. I think they sell a lot of hats. So, but everybody there was so friendly. Like he helped Mark like try it on, like make sure it fit, like told him the proper way to wear it. So that was really fun, and like helped him like pick out one that like really matched the shirt we were getting him. And yeah, it was a really
super
really,
nice.
really
And
nice
it has a nice headband liner in there.
Yep.
So
yeah. So it was a fun day. It was our fun like last day in Miami, and then our friend's wedding was at night, so we got to the wedding, and that was really really fun. And I did get it's not a great picture.
This is the outfit that caused Wally to go, "Oh, you're not even my mom and dad."
Yeah. I found this beautiful pair of earrings though. I don't know if I have a good picture where you can really see them, but when we were in Little Havana the night before with their friends, there was like they were kind of having like a little market, and so I was able to get some earrings that matched my dress, which was really really fun. I could go grab them. Yeah. So we got to go to the wedding and watch Aileen and Jeremy say I do, and
which was a fun venue. So you can kind of see it in the background. There's a fence here. This thing is basically a beam, the main long runway at Miami International Airport.
Yeah.
And so you're
really
sitting
fun.
there, and here's a big A380, the double-decker giant airplane, passenger airplane, just like roaring down the runway and taking off. The only time it was ever really loud was when those giant ones were taking off. The rest of the time, planes are landing, and they're basically slowed down and stopped by the time they got to us. In fact, some of them we never even saw. So it was kind of fun from that perspective, and ended up working out. Ended up working out okay.
Here's the earrings that I got.
Hold on.
There we go. So we can get them in the light just right.
They're amazing.
Yeah. They're beautiful.
And she handmade those.
Yeah. So I always, I love getting jewelry when we travel, especially when we travel, like when it's like handmade and unique. It's one of my favorite little like souvenirs to pick up, because then I feel like it's the special memory that I can always carry with me. And then every time I wear these, I can think about our trip to Miami and our friend's wedding and being in Little Havana. And so for me, that's just like a special thing that I like to do when I travel. So I was really excited to get those. Oh, I'm back.
We did dance that night.
We danced a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
You want to play this one?
Sure. It's a good clip from the evening. Yes.
We better mute it though.
We're probably gonna get a
copyright strike.
They were bringing sexy back.
Yep.
It was a lot of dancing at the wedding. A lot of fun. That's our friend Paul from the Disney Romantics.
Yep.
So Paul and Stacey were there, which was super, super fun. And then you'll see soon here they'll be reeling in another member of the posse.
There you go. We'll zoom it bigger.
Because we're just bringing sexy back.
That's what we were doing.
There they go. Now they're casting it. They're reeling in Chris. So Chris from Not Bad Parents and Amanda, they were also there, and so we were just having a lot of fun. It was really really such a fun night.
Yeah.
Lots of goofy, silly, fun moments.
Can't be silly and have fun. Can't not.
Yeah.
Can't not.
It was really, really a fun night. So
Again, till I don't know, dark, 30 in the morning.
yeah, well,
Thankfully, because of
we
our
just got to like hang out and talk. And,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Hung out and talk, and you don't see people every so often that you just want to catch up.
So that was really fun. And then the next morning we just like slept in, got up, got
Benefit of always staying within brand and then getting that brand's credit card is we're in the Marriott brand, so we have been elevated to I don't know what status, but we get, if they have availability, 2:00 checkout, 2 p.m.
So we were able to check out late,
So,
which was nice. So
yes.
so we were just able to like pack up and head out of the room, and we went and said goodbye to our friends, and then headed on down to there's your
Guyabera.
There's your Guyabera shirt.
And
it's a good one.
So got to partake in the Miami, the Florida Turnpike.
Yes.
And the
stopped into their little they have like little food courts.
So many areas around the country, you have these on your turnpikes. You have these like centralized turnpike rest areas. I know they have them in Illinois and Pennsylvania. I think, Amy, you could correct me on that. But Florida has them as well. So it's basically, you're heading down the tollway, and you can hop off, and people coming the opposite direction hop off the other way. So always be sure, if you do one of those, make sure you get back on heading the right direction, because you could.
Probably a good reason for me to never.
It is a good reason for you never to navigate those.
Extremely directionally challenging.
But we stopped and got a quick snack.
Yes, some Wendy's for the road. Because we knew we were going to be eating a nice big dinner when we got up there. And we had like some snacks and stuff left in the room, but we just wanted to eat a little bit of something while we were driving. And then we made the drive up to Walt Disney World, and it was about 3 hours.
It's about 3 hours, yeah.
Yep. So 3 hours.
I'm gonna go make sure the door is shut, or she's gonna be.
Oh, the pantry door.
Oh, I know. I think that one. Well, if that one's not shut, she's already.
I know. She's probably already helped herself to something. So yeah, we made it up to Disney World. It was like about a 3-hour drive, and really, I mean, not bad. I mean, the roads are in pretty good shape, and it's a beautiful sunny day in Florida. So not a bad drive. I mean, we grew up in rural Iowa, so growing up, like anytime we wanted to go shopping, it was an hour in the car to go to like the closest like mall or anything like that. So being in a car is not something that, like a 3-hour drive doesn't really feel like that big of a deal to us. We talked about kind of going along the coast and maybe stopping at like Vero Beach on the way up, but we didn't get started early enough. We ended up just like sleeping in and just taking off like at the very last moment possible. And we actually ended up changing our dining reservation while we were in the car, because we had like a 5:20, and we did roll in like right at like, I think it was like 5:15.
Yeah.
So we could have made our 5:20.
Yeah, but then we would have been rushing.
Yeah, but we ended up pushing it back to 5:40, which was like perfect, because then we were able to just like
that was a week ago, actually.
Yeah, I guess it was. So
because we did this live stream while we were there, so you all got to see that, and
so
for anyone watching on replay,
got to go eat
check that out.
Grand Destino Tower.
Yep.
And you'd been in there.
Yes.
When you just went and walked around and kind of explored it when we were there this summer, but I had never been into Grand Destino.
What were your first impressions?
It's beautiful.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Yeah, it's such a beautiful property. I love just like all the like murals and the mosaics and the stained glass. Yeah. Like, it's really an impressive lobby. So I don't know. We like Coronado is just a very enchanting resort in general. Like both the tower and the casitas. It's such a beautiful, beautiful spot. So we went up to dinner, and we'd always wanted to do Toledo. And we'd heard mixed reviews when it first opened, that it was not great. And then when we were there this summer, we're like, man, we should go eat up there. But then we're like, it's not gonna be great with Wally.
So there is no DVC at Coronado Springs. It's all just for cash rooms.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's kind of their conference hotel.
Yeah.
They have a big conference center in Grand Destino Tower.
Right around the corner.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and it kind of always has been their conference hotel,
Mhm.
even back in the day before they built Grand Destino and before they remodeled the rooms.
A lot of cheer competitions actually have their
Yeah.
cheer competition not at the ESPN Center because you don't need that big
Right.
space. They
But
just
then-
have it in the
but also
ballrooms.
just like business conferences. Like I feel like a lot of the business travelers stay at Coronado and they have conferences here.
Yeah,
so
like the one I went to could have been held at Coronado.
Right. So it is not DVC. I
No.
think when Grand Destino was being built, a lot of people thought it was DVC.
Mhm.
And I think even we thought, oh, is that a DVC property?
So, they're building another
Um,
DVC tower. No.
But Riviera was being built kind of right around the same time.
Right.
And Riviera is the DVC
Yep.
hotel. And Riviera is 100%
Yep.
DVC.
100%.
I think like what Riviera, Saratoga, and
Key
Old
West.
Key West are the only three like DVC
Mhm.
only resorts.
Yep.
And then most of the other ones are kind of like both.
Yep.
Like technically Bay Lake Tower is its own and the Contemporary is its own, but I still think of that as like Contemporary Resort.
Yeah.
And like Wilderness is the same. There's like Wilderness Lodge, and then there's Copper Creek and Boulder Ridge, which are the DVC
At least
properties.
Bay Lake has its own like lobby and registration desk.
Right.
Wilderness, it's your all.
Wilderness, all the registrations in the main lobby.
So you could call Bay Lake.
And then like
DVC only.
Kidani at Animal Kingdom Lodge is the DVC, but then they also have some DVC in Jumbo.
Yep.
But like Kidani technically is like the
All
DVC
DVC, yeah.
resort.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never really realized that like Riviera is like it's just DVC.
Yep.
Like you can stay there, you
Yeah.
can rent DVC.
Disney will
rooms.
always take your cash.
It's true.
That is for
Um,
certain. There's
But it is just like a
if you have
DVC
cash,
resort.
Disney will always take it.
So Toledo is beautiful. And they have the giant like stained glass ceiling that changes colors.
Yeah.
And then 2 olive trees. And it's beautiful up there. Beautiful. And then they have the Dahlia lounge right across the way. It's got all the cool wall pictures in it, and that's also
I wish I would have got
beautiful.
more time to stand and just look at those pictures.
Yeah, that was also really, really pretty. And they have the big outdoor balcony you can go stand on up there. And that's just open. Like you don't have to have a reservation to go up there.
Now we just wandered in like we own the place.
So I don't know. I mean, I feel like Grand Destino maybe is like the resort. If I was just like going to go spend a day at a resort,
Yeah.
like I would go there. Like go up to the lounge and get a drink and watch the sunset and get some like nibbly foods. And Three Bridges is also so good there. That'll be the next vlog that's coming up. So the day we went, when we were staying at
We're
Coronado,
gonna really confuse. They're gonna be looking at our vlogs and just be very confused
I
because it
know.
all generally has Coronado involved in it. And
well, my friend was like, didn't you just post like Halloween? I'm like, yep.
Yep.
So it's,
but the views are
all
great.
over the
I
place.
mean,
It's beautiful there. And our dinner was magnificent.
Yeah.
And
I would say the interesting thing is seeing sunset from Toledo is impossible unless you have a
Mhm.
private room because the sunset
Yeah.
is on the other side and the other side is where the private rooms are.
Mhm.
So,
so you can't really like watch the sunset.
yeah,
while you're
I had to go
eating.
like to a back alcove where the servers hide
Yeah.
to film the sunset.
Yeah. So you can't necessarily watch the sunset from the top of the tower.
Yeah, you have to work at it.
Yeah.
It's possible, but
Still beautiful.
Yeah.
Up there. Our food was magnificent.
You wanna show the food?
Sure, we did the charcuterie board, which was like so good.
they make that right there. You can actually walk up and watch,
Yeah, they have like
watch
a
the guy.
whole like open prep kitchen where you can see them making all the charcuterie boards. And I had the scallops.
Which was
and-
amazingly filling.
Yeah, it was very, very
for the
good.
size it was.
Mhm.
I mean, you were saying you were full.
Yeah, I could not eat
Um,
another bite. And you did the fillet.
Yes.
They also have steak for two, which looked amazing.
Yeah.
I was having
Major FOMO,
FOMO.
especially when the guy next to us
Well,
ordered
'cause
it just for himself.
both people on either side of us got it. And there was two guys that came in like
Specifically, the husband and wife couple to one side shared the fillet, the
Yes.
ribeye for two.
and then these two
The
guys
guy
come
over
in,
here
and
got it for
he ordered
himself.
just for himself.
I mean,
It's $110. So that was like, I'm guessing he was a guy at a conference that had
and the
a
company,
good per diem.
the good per diem or just no per diem, and the company's paying for his dinner. Yeah, that's what's
like,
going on
I
there.
want $110 steak for myself. Biggie would have been sad if we would have gotten
She
that.
would have.
So yeah, so that was really, really good. The dessert was okay. We got the like chocolate avocado mousse, and it had like a gluten-free like granola crumble, and like fresh raspberries, and then it had a strawberry basil sorbet.
And that's
And
what killed
it was the basil was so overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like it was the sorbet was not
the word,
balanced.
I hear the word basil. I'm like, oh, you got to be careful.
I mean, I like strawberry basil
You gotta be so
sorbet,
careful
but this
with
was
basil.
like basil sorbet.
Yeah.
With a hint of strawberry.
Yeah. On top of
And so
chocolate.
it really overpowered everything. But it was beautiful. It was a beautiful presentation. So yeah, he enjoyed, and he ate the whole steak. We
Yeah.
watched him. He made it through the whole thing all by himself.
Yep.
Like, all right, dude.
But if you ever can, I mean, walk around
It's
Coronado
so beautiful.
Springs at night, because it is just one of the most gorgeous resorts to just walk around.
Yeah.
I mean, so we did that on the live stream,
Mhm.
and it's just unbelievable. I mean,
It's enchanting. I mean,
Yes,
as I
very
said, like
enchanting,
it's a
yep.
very, very enchanting resort. Like it
Yeah.
just is beautiful. And you can do a loop around that lake pretty easily.
Mhm.
And if you have a chance, go eat at Three Bridges, because Three Bridges is so good. It is very good food.
Mhm.
Yeah, just really a beautiful
Yeah.
property. We thoroughly enjoyed that. It was like the perfect kind of like end to our time, just the two of us.
Yep.
Because then Mark's conference was starting the next morning, so he actually picked up his coworker that night at the airport,
Mhm.
and then started his conference the next day. So it was like a really, really, really fun weekend, and it was a perfect way to end our time in Miami together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a really, really, really nice weekend.
Yeah.
So
And a little taste of Disney. I mean, we weren't staying on property.
we like,
We're staying at my conference hotel.
Yep.
So,
which was right across the street,
yeah, we were staying at the Marriott World Center,
which is
and specifically their Marriott Vacation Club
Yeah.
property. We paid cash for that room, but it was a 2-bedroom villa.
they're so nice.
They're so nice.
They're really a nice place. So if you're going with like multiple people, because I think it could sleep like 6 to 8 people.
Yeah, we had a king bed. So however many people you want to ram into that.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then there's a bedroom with two.
with a twin and a queen.
Is it a twin and a queen?
It's a twin and a queen.
Oh, okay. And then there's a pull-out sofa.
And then there's a pull-out sofa, and I'm assuming that one's a queen or a full.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could sleep 7 people.
Mhm.
It
Or
has a nice big patio and full kitchen and everything. It was really, really nice. And that was just right across the street. It was like 10 minutes to get to
Yeah.
Disney Springs.
Yep.
So that was really nice. And I got to spend Monday with Russ. We were going to do the Magic Kingdom After Hours party. But we were like, it's so expensive for one. And two, like it's really hard to go to the parks without Wally. Like we
Yeah.
just felt like we would have missed him so much. And he was like, you can't ride Big Thunder Mountain without me. So I think we just decided like, yeah, let's just like do a non-park day. So it was fun. Russ and I went to Kura Sushi, which I've always wanted to go to. And it was like 5 minutes from our hotel. And it's one of those like revolving like conveyor belt sushi places.
Aloha, Elena. Thanks for hopping on.
Yeah, thanks for hopping on. And it really was such an amazing trip.
Yeah.
So that was really, really fun. I got to do that. Russ took me to the outlet, which I really appreciated.
I appreciate that Russ took her to the outlet.
But there was nothing.
So
there was
I
like
didn't
I
have to.
literally didn't get anything at the outlet. There just was not anything good. I
Yeah,
almost bought this.
Yeah, this was the only thing that you're like, oh,
But it was still like kind of expensive.
Maybe.
And I was like, man, this is a bunch of plastic.
That's
We don't need
that tells you how sad the state. Don't worry, the outlet will be refilled with 50th merch here soon
I know. Yeah, I'm sure when we're
for
there
the
this
next
summer.
year,
But
because they still have a lot of 50th merch. If that thing's coming
Mm-hmm.
to a swinging end here,
I know. So yeah, so we had lunch, we did that, and then we just went over and we did my resort hop challenge. So this like cool resort hop challenge, the Ultimate Walt Disney World Resort Challenge. So it has different like buckets. So I did vlog that day, and I'll put up a video. And then I want to share this, but it's got all the different like challenges to do. And it was really, really fun. I think we're going to revise a couple of the questions just based on like what we felt like worked well and what didn't work well. But it's really fun. Like there's different like selfies you have to take, different things you have to locate in the resorts, and then also like visiting different resorts. And so you're trying to earn points all along the way. And we actually did it. We were like, I don't think we're going to complete it because we didn't get in. I think it was like 3 or 4 o'clock by the time we like started. And so we're like, we're probably not going to finish it, but we'll just like do it for fun. And we did. We got to 32 points.
Bang on.
Like, yeah. So,
did you see any Festival of the Arts merch?
I think there was some stuff.
Again, that was almost a week ago now, so
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I
They
remember
churn
seeing
through
any
stuff.
Festival of the Arts merchandise. No, I just like I wasn't feeling
yeah.
anything. There's a lot of Halloween stuff. It was mostly like Halloween. I don't remember seeing any Festival of the Arts stuff yet. So might have like just missed that.
Yep.
That's the hard thing with the outlets too, is it's like literally like you could miss things by a day.
Yeah.
I didn't really
Well,
have anything I was
You
like
could miss things by a
wanting.
half hour, hon,
Yeah.
or even 30 seconds.
There wasn't really anything I was like wanting. It's always fun to go there, and then like we do so many swaps and stuff too that sometimes it's fun to like pick up unique stuff. Or just like find fun stuff. Like we found really fun stuff for Wally, like shirts and stuff too. So your Oogie Boogie shirt that you wore to Oogie Boogie Bash was from the outlets.
Ah.
I got that one right down there.
Excellent.
So yeah.
Then you flew home and I had my conference.
Yep. I flew home the next day by myself, which was weird because I haven't flown by myself in a really, really long time.
I think we learned I need to do a better job of helping you carry cash.
Yeah. That was like our one fail.
One fail.
Is I did not have cash on me, and I felt bad because I used the like outside check-in at Southwest. Not even thinking about it, and not even thinking about the fact that I didn't have cash to like give them a tip. And so the guy, like took my one bag and threw it on the conveyor belt, and then he kind of aggressively said to me, he's like, "It's not expected, but we take tips. So whatever you think is fair," and like holds out his hand. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, I don't have any cash. My husband has the cash and he just dropped me off." And he was like, "Well, next time, just so you know, you can check yourself inside. Thank you." And I was like, sorry,
man.
I mean,
I am guaranteed I've given them enough in tips that
yeah.
they are.
But I
fully
felt
satisfied.
really, 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 really bad. Like I like was sick to my stomach, like pretty much the entire flight home because I felt so bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was
Over
our
$1.
That was our one little fail of the day, is not having any cash on me. But yeah, I don't know. We're just like so used to traveling like together.
Yeah.
There's things that Mark takes care of. There's things that I take care of, and so. But all in all, that was like the only thing that I like.
Yeah, you made
Didn't have
it in there fine.
was
and-
cash.
Yep.
So, and it was like the guy was pretty rude about it too.
Yeah, no, as I told you via text, I don't think he deserved a tip even if you had cash,
I know.
because you don't treat anyone like that. Like,
Yeah. And I mean, I had one,
And again,
one
I-
bag.
one-
I mean, there were people there that were like, 17 bags, like
Yeah.
flying international, like complicated, had all these things going on. And I get that. Like this was like one
One bag.
person who literally was like, here's my ID,
Here's my bag.
here's my pass, take my bag. And
Especially after saying like, oh, sorry, my husband usually has the cash. Like,
yeah, he was a little rude. But then I felt really bad.
that you shouldn't feel bad.
I know.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, just make sure you have cash.
Yep.
That's like my one
Have your dollars.
pro
Dollar
tip
bill, yo.
from traveling.
Yep.
And you had cash.
I did.
I didn't have any
I
with
did
me.
not send any with you.
Yeah, it was really good.
Worked out well. Drop you off midday, and
Yeah, and it was
that was my
like,
lunch from the conference.
Yeah.
So
and you made it there, dropped me off
Made it
back
back, yep.
within an hour, less than an hour.
yeah, it was about an hour, and
Because you stopped and got yourself food too.
Right.
So yeah, it wasn't too bad. It was a good trip.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
And you can do it. So
I-
again, you can do it. You can fly into Fort Lauderdale, rent a
Mhm.
car, take it up, which is what we did. I mean, we took it up to Orlando.
Yeah.
We did look at
You do
flying-
have to like look at your price.
You have to look at your pricing and see if it's
Yeah.
going to let you do it and not charge you an insane amount of money
Because we've looked at it a
Um,
lot in California, because a lot of times we'll fly like into Burbank and then leave
from
from
SNA.
SNA, or
And they're
like
cool
vice
with
versa.
that. If you do the reverse, though, they're not cool.
Yeah, so you always have to like really look and see what your pricing is going to be.
Yeah.
But it ended up being less
It ended up being less to take the car from Fort Lauderdale up to Orlando
and return it at MCO.
and return it at MCO than it would have been to even
Return
fly
it-
into Orlando, take the car from there down to Miami, and then back.
Yeah.
So the round trip from the same, which was
Uh-huh.
interesting to me.
Yeah.
It's how that stuff works out.
So, yeah. But I mean, just always price it out and see what your best options are. And I think that was the biggest thing for us on this trip, is it was just like, it was a lot of planning, because we had to get like the flights right, and we had
Yeah.
to find like the right hotel, and it was a lot of logistics.
And where to be so that we could pick up my colleague from the airport in
Yeah.
time. And
But it was really like everything worked
Everything
out
worked.
super
Yeah.
smooth. We had an hour delay on the flight on the way down, and that was it. And we
Mhm.
really shouldn't have had an hour delay. We were on the plane. This is like, for some reason, people were taking forever to get on that plane.
I think it took 20 minutes to load a boarding group.
I don't know what the deal was.
I don't know what the deal was.
And
with
we
those.
we fly to Orlando all the time, and that is like,
Bang,
all
bang, bang,
families.
bang. They just
which is way more complicated to load on Southwest, because you've got
Oh.
parties of 4, parties of 3,
Yeah.
parties of 6, like wanting to sit together. And somehow those people could figure it out. But somehow all the like single people and couples flying to Miami,
couldn't figure it out.
there was maybe 2 families on that flight. We were
Yeah, they
like,
could
"What
not
is
figure
going
out how to
on?
board a
Get
plane
on
to
the
save their
plane."
life.
And then they had to
And
take 8 bags off.
No, yeah, 7 bags.
7
like
bags
7
off.
people brought carry-on bags that then had to be offloaded off
Yeah.
the plane. The baggage door opened back up and shoved underneath
Yeah.
because all of the overhead space was gone.
Yep. And then they had to
I've
de-ice
never
us.
experienced that before.
But then we finally got out.
Yeah.
So an hour's not bad, all in all.
No.
But that was the only delay we had.
Yeah. Because we did take off into the snow. Like it wasn't
I
snowing on
I
the
got
ground,
out
but it
on
was snowing in
time
the air.
leaving. You got out early.
We get out early. Oh man, the flight out of
Yeah.
MCO, those guys were. The plane was full and the door shut 15 minutes before departure, and the flight attendants weren't even ready to do the safety briefing
Yeah.
when we started backing up.
Right.
They were like, "Oh, are we moving? We should probably
Yeah. So
start the
I
safety
mean,
briefing."
there was a lot of things that could have,
Yeah.
gone wrong, and we were very, very lucky. And while I had a wonderful time here, my parents very graciously took care of him and took him to school and took him to all of his activities.
We
and
check bags when we travel long distances or for long periods of time. But
yeah, I don't know. I mean,
like for this trip, we checked a bag. You had your
we
one
checked
check
3
bag.
bags. Yeah.
And I had my one bag and my
I think
suit
we
bag.
almost always check bags when we fly. When we did our overnight to
California.
we didn't, and we have an overnight coming up to Minneapolis.
Ooh.
We won't check a bag for that, but otherwise we always check bags. We did on this trip get air tags though.
Which was cool.
Yeah. So that's the first time we've ever done that, but we put air tags in all of our luggage, and that was awesome because we knew like We knew where our bags were. We knew when they were on the plane because it was like, ding, your bag is with you. We knew that it had made it. So,
So there's our plane, and there you can see the bag is with you.
Yep.
So my phone was actually connected to my bag in the belly of the airplane.
so that was really, really nice. So, and we got them on like a deal on Amazon.
Mhm.
So I would say, like, if you have a trip coming up and you're planning on checking bags, like watch for deals, watch Amazon for deals, watch Target, watch Apple Direct, because especially like Black Friday and that kind of stuff, they always have deals on it. That was one of the best purchases we've ever made in our life. And like just the like ease of stress.
Yeah.
Because
knowing-
after the guy got really mad at me for not tipping him, I was like, I hope my bag gets on the plane. So I had Mark check. I was like, can you make sure it's on the plane with me? He's like, yep, it's with you.
it's with you.
So,
Because again, all they need is someone with an iPhone around them, and they tell their location. So
so that was great. So that was a big improvement. But yeah, we always check bags. It's why we fly Southwest though, because it's free. And like we used to, when Wally was really little, we had to bring the giant car seat, and we would bring it with us because it was free to check. It was a pain because it like is oversized, so it would always take forever to get it when we would get places. But we've always checked bags, and we always check like as many bags as they will let us.
Yep.
And knock on wood, we haven't had one lost yet.
Yep.
We had one time, a friend's bag did get lost, but it got back to her.
Yep.
And our honeymoon, our bags got lost.
Well, they weren't lost. They were lost to us and the gate agents, or the baggage agents.
They were lost.
Yeah.
No,
No, they were in United's
Yeah.
baggage claim.
We were flying Frontier. We were late because it was like a rainy morning,
Yep.
and we were in like
wedding
brain, like not thinking that we needed to get our butts to the airport. And we got to the airport 45 minutes before our flight.
Yes. You know when they say get there at least 45 minutes?
Yeah, but DIA, they tell you to get there like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Because that airport is ridiculous.
Yep.
And we were so late, and they were like, well, we can see if your bags will make it. They took them, and then they ended up putting them on another plane.
Another airline.
Yeah. So that they would get there at the same time as us, like out of convenience, but didn't communicate that to us and didn't communicate that to anybody there.
Yeah.
So we landed at LAX, which is like DIA to LAX is probably the two worst airports you could possibly do this in. And nobody knew where our bags were. So we like waited forever. They didn't show up. They said, "Oh, they're going to be on the next flight coming in from Frontier. So just go.
They'll be back in 3 hours."
Yeah. So we like took our one bag that made it, our giant bag.
One made it.
And got a taxi and went to the beach. We couldn't go down on the beach because we had a giant bag, but we just stayed up on the boardwalk area and ate lunch, and then went back to the airport. And the bag still was not there on the next flight. Yeah. And so then I don't even know.
I went to talk to the baggage claim. We both went to talk to the baggage claim personnel.
Yeah, and you kind of heard them like say something like,
well, they were like,
do you think
they were looking weird. Yeah,
like,
they were looking weird, and they said something about United, and I'm like, you stay here. I'm going down to the United.
So he goes over to United, and there was our bag, and it had been there the whole time.
Yep.
So
and all those United customers were so angry because the Frontier customer got their bag.
Yeah. And like
that was before we were Southwest.
Well, it was also like we were very young,
new
travelers, like not traveling as frequently as we do now. And so like I had way overpacked. Like we didn't have good suitcases. Like one of them broke on that trip too because they were like, hand-me-down bags, and it was kind of a mess. But
I don't think we had a lot of stuff to haul home on this trip, did we?
I don't think so.
Hats.
It was the hats and your shirt. And I bought Wally like a couple little souvenirs. We got him like the 2022 mini buses.
Mm-hmm.
Brought him some seashells from the beach. I did buy the DVC Operation game. which is totally nonsensical because it's like operation, but you're extracting them from
properties.
conch shells. It's like you were on the beach and you had a DVC charm bracelet and the charms broke off and the conch shells ate them and you have to extract them from the conch shells. I do appreciate that they tried to give it a story. But that fit, like I always we have the big reusable shopping bags from Disney. And we always, like, we have the big one. And we always put one of those in the suitcase just in case for souvenirs.
Yep.
And that worked great. And then I also had, like, my coats. And we had a duffel that we carried on the way down. So we had somewhere to put our coats. And then we had, like, the drone and all the camera equipment in there. Yep. So that stayed with Mark. And then I just had the big bag that had our hats and the operation game. And then I shoved my coat and stuff in there. But yeah, that was really it. We didn't really bring home home much.
Now, usually when we go to Disney, it's
usually
have extra space in the bag.
I don't know. Yeah, but we didn't have very many goodies that we brought home from this trip. I feel like there was something else we got Wally too. Oh, I did pick up 2 coffee mugs in the airport. I didn't even show you the one that I got. I got the Mountains Are Calling, like, tin mug. And then I bought my parents the 25th anniversary Kate Castle mug.
I saw that one.
Because they had it at the airport gift shop, actually. And the very first time I ever went to Disney with my parents was during the 25th when it was the Kate Castle. And so I got that for my mom because, it's kind of a fun memory. And that's the other thing we like about always bringing, like, a bag like that to carry on. Because if you buy, like, breakable things or like hats that you don't want to get, like, smashed in a bag, it's nice to have, like, a bag like that you can carry on. Normally I have a Vera Bradley Disney duffel, and it's perfect, like, great size. And so that's usually, like, kind of our superfluous things / souvenir transport bag. We'll put, like, a blanket in there for Wally on the plane, neck pillow. We always put in a change of clothes for Wally because you just never know with kids. And after our experience with rotavirus on one trip,
always a change of clothes.
We always bring a change of clothes because you just never know what's gonna happen.
And I'll give a plug for always getting TSA pre-check.
Yeah, TSA pre-check's the best.
So even if you're not a regular traveler, even if you're just going, I would even just do it for one flight. It's $85 for 5 years.
For 5 years.
If you just do one flight a year, there and back, you've gotten your money's worth because you don't have to take your shoes off. You don't have to take stuff out of your bags.
Take laptops out. You don't have to you don't have to go through the.
You don't have to take off, like, your top
scan machine.
Usually, you don't have to take off your belt. This last time at DIA,
I think. Well, we also when we did our, like, one night overnight trip to California, and it was, like, a random Wednesday.
Yeah,
I think my theory is that when the airport is quiet, they crank the sensitivity up on those machines to the highest level possible.
Well, they test the sensitivity of them.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Because I think, like, why not? Then you kind of see, like, what could be getting through security. So. Well,
and what, how you can dial it down just ever so slightly to maybe not have it set off belts, but other things.
Yeah.
So all the guys going through, they're like, hand me your belt, hand me your belt, hand me your belt.
Yeah. So.
But yeah,
I will say that with the resort hopping challenge, when Russ and I were doing that, we were doing the monorail resorts, and we went to the TTC, took the bus to the TTC, had to go through security, and then got on the monorail and went to the Poly, or where did we go? Contemporary? Poly? Then we went to Contemporary, and then we had to get back on to go to the Poly, and I kept having to go through security every time with my lounge fly bag because, like, I had my umbrella and I had my roll of quarters for pressed pennies, and I had 3 pairs of sunglasses, which I didn't realize I had 3 pairs of stupid sunglasses in there. And I had to go through security every single time. And I mean, they took everything out. So I was taking like 20 minutes every time. And I was like, okay, we're
Fun
done.
fact, an empty
doing my-
lounge bag sets off Disney sensors.
Well, they say that like the
It's a
metal
little
tag on
medallion
it will set it off. So, yeah.
I would highly
Uh-huh.
recommend TSA pre-check.
Yeah, it's just
Money well spent.
so nice. It
You
makes
blow,
it
you can
so
blow
much less
money on so
stressful.
much in your life, and this is not.
Well, and
at all.
$85
It's
for
$85
5
bucks.
years is such a good deal. Like it saves us so much time and stress. Like if you're ever like running behind and you're, don't get to the airport, and you're maybe like.
So this was
just
actually a classic
tight.
example at MCO. The TSA line was actually the pre-check line was huge.
Yeah.
This is when my colleague was going through. He doesn't have pre-check. There were maybe 2 or 3 people, and then he got to this security officer, whereas I was at least 10, 15 people back, and it was solid the whole way. I still got through and checked before. I waited there for 7 to 10 minutes before he got through.
Right.
That's how slow the normal TSA process will gum you up.
Yep.
And if you have a giant crowd at MCO, I mean, that can take 45 minutes alone.
Oh my
that one
gosh.
time, you sent your parents to go get in the security line, and we went shopping.
Yeah.
We went shopping for a half hour. Then we went and got in the TSA pre-check
And we
line,
still
and we
got through.
still got through
Yeah.
before they did.
So it's just, I mean, we swear by it. It's been great. And you can do the like clear too.
You can do
Some
clear
people do
too.
clear
Yeah.
and TSA pre-check.
You're just spending money at that point.
I don't
You're
know that it's really
effectively-
worth that.
Clear gets you to the front of the TSA pre-check line.
I think maybe if you live in like New York City or like, somewhere that has like a
Or your
very,
company's
very
paying for it.
busy. Well, if you like had a really, really busy airport, maybe. But DIA is.
It's pretty busy there.
pretty horrible.
I mean, we have to snake back and forth on the
Yeah.
TSA pre-check line, and so that's where it would be if like you didn't want to have
Yeah.
to snake back and forth.
Yeah.
You could do clear. But yeah, a lot of people end up having both because clear is only in the major airports, whereas pre-checks pretty much in
everywhere.
all of them.
Yeah,
now.
the only thing that to be aware of with it is like if you have a late flight, like when
Right.
we've flown out after like
Well, at MCO,
8 or 9.
they close pre-check at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
So
So if
either
you do
get
like
there
late
before
night
8.
flights, then the line's not, but it's also not, security's not. They still let you do TSA pre-check though.
Yes.
So you still like it doesn't save you time in waiting in the line, but usually there's not a line, but then you get
they
to go
eventually
to a
divert
different,
you off, and so they
so
still
you still
treat
don't
you.
have to take stuff out of your bag
Yeah.
and stuff. So you get that benefit.
Yeah.
It doesn't
You're
save
just
you time
still-
in like,
You're
the
still in
line.
the crowd with
Mhm.
everyone else.
so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we tend to do like 2 hours before our
Yep.
flight at DIA just because
Well, DIA, we usually try to do 3 because we want to go get lunch.
2 to
or
3
dinner.
hours because we usually go and get,
But at MCO, I mean, we're routinely arriving 2 hours max.
Yeah.
Before our flight.
Yeah. We try and stick to about like the 2 hour rule just because, and we're usually always returning a rental car too.
Yep.
So like the time to return the rental car, get your bags checked, grab some food, go to the bathroom, get bottles of water, and then get to your gate. We like to have some time. So,
All right, you hungry, Biggie?
you're being very good.
You're being very good,
You're being
sweetie.
very patient.
Anything else, my dear, to recap
I
our
don't think
Florida
so.
getaway? Okay.
Next week we're going to be doing trivia.
Yep, it's
again.
trivia week again.
Feels like that came up really
It
fast.
does.
But because it's the end of the 50th anniversary, we're going to do some Walt Disney World 50th anniversary trivia to round out the 50th anniversary celebration. So make sure you join us because if you've already played with us,
You're already on a team?
you're already on a team and you'll continue to stay on that team. And if you haven't, then you'll join a new team.
Yep.
So be here next Sunday.
Okay.
All right.
Well, that is all. So this is the wonderful world of Walter.
And we love you guys just the way you are.
Bye.
Bye.